Hey guys, Andy here. Welcome back to Dr. Frank's Photo Boyfriend. And we gotta dig up an arm, which of course we gotta do. I mean, that's totally normal, right? What a way to start a video. I have no idea what I'm saying, I'm just babbling. I can see a shovel sitting behind Susie. I won't be able to grab it without getting close enough for him to attack me. Okay, so we have to come up with a solution to getting the shovel. And you have to remember, Susie lights, no, Susie lusts after the flesh of men. As semantics. So we're gonna talk to Igor. I mean, Iggs. I see you're back. You have a question. About what? I need help finding that shovel. There's a shovel behind Susie that I need to get. But I don't know how to get it without him eating me. Well, didn't you build Susie to lust after the flesh of men? I did indeed. Well, you can probably use that to your advantage. That's awful, Eggs. That's really shitty advice. Reference pictures for my boyfriend. Oh, I wonder if this would be a periodical that Susie would find interesting. I reach forward to pocket a dubious magazine when Eggs sees me. Dr. Frank, what are you doing? I'm picking up some reading material, that's all. We're on a mission here. Can't you do your alone reading time later? Hey, wait a minute. This isn't for me. It's for Susie. So Susie was the one who bought all those magazines and even the ones in your bedroom? You're right, Eggs. We don't have time for this. We're on a mission, right? And I need this to advance said mission. I purposefully pocket the magazine, making sure it can see me do it. He only sighs. Okay, let's go. I'm excited. Come here, Susie. No, I didn't mean to click on that. I wanted this. Meaty Man Monthly. Come on, Susie. I slide up towards Susie, keeping my head low. Hey, kid, want to see something cool? The plant hisses at me as I bring out a certain magazine. He goes silent as he sees the sparkling muscles on the cover. So much meat. Wow. Someone. I can't even read the rest. Rated #1 somewhere probably. More hunks than ever before. Too hot to handle. I cannot stand leave this behind if I'm able to get closer to certain gardening equipment. He grabs the magazine in his jaws, opening it up to a full spread image. He no longer pays me any mind. I can see a shovel sitting here. Do I want to grab it? Yes! Okay, so we're gonna go find our boyfriend, an arm. Something I never thought I would say ever in my entire life. Oh no, he's here. Crap, I made eye contact with him. It's nice to see you again, Mr. Frank. Doctor. Oh, please forgive me. That was awfully rude, especially after you took the time to correct me the previous time. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you? Well, if you ever think of anything, feel free to let me know. Suspicious. Dr. Frank, you're back. Did I get it right this time? Yes, you did. Is there anything I can help you with? This used to be a Chaldean church. The altar inside? It has roses. Indeed, I worked hard to cultivate them, so I'm especially glad to see them blooming so beautifully. Except roses are the symbol of the Atlan religion, and this used to be a Chaldean church. Is that so? Wait, did you not know that? I'll profess that I did not. The altar was barren when I arrived, so I simply painted planted flowers that I knew would thrive in that type of soil. Are you even a priest? How did you not know that this was a Chaldean church? Didn't you say you took over the church from the last priest? I did indeed. Then, I mean, at the very least, he would have mentioned the religious sect of the church you're inheriting, right? He did not. Our conversation was cut rather short. A chill suddenly runs up my spine. Cut short? How was it cut short? Well, he had to leave in a hurry. I'm not sure about what. Our conversation was rather short, all in all. Are you even a priest? I do not believe I ever stated such. Then what are you? I'm a gardener. He gives me another smile. It's kinda cute. Wait, what am I thinking? I hope that won't be an issue. Dr. Frank? No, I just assumed that you were a priest. Sorry. Dr. Frank, why are you apologizing? It was my own fault for not being clear in my introductions. I'm afraid to say I won't be preaching any sermons here. I'm sorry if you frequented the church. I wouldn't attend a church even if you paid me. Oh, well then, my not giving any sermons should pose no issue. I know that a few of the villagers were sad to see the last priest go. But they won't have to wait long before the next priest arrives. Wait, what? I'm just stopping through. Oh, you're not staying. Why am I feeling sad all of a sudden? Well, that all depends on how things turn out. There's a chance I won't be here for long. Why are you even here? So direct. Well, I heard a rumor and I decided to investigate, that's all. What rumor? I love the way your glasses bring out the color of your eyes. Huh? Sorry, did I say that out loud? How embarrassing. Are you flirting with me? Oh, am I? You keep telling me I'm cute. Forgive me if that is causing you any distress. I can stop if you want. Dr. Frank, would you like me to stop? I gotta go. Alright. I want to talk to him about the rumor, though. Let me see. Do you like talking to me that much? You didn't answer my question. Oh, how rude of me. What question was it? What rumor are you here investigating? My, your hair is such a cute shade of pink. I wonder if it feels as fluffy as it looks. What? Dr. Frank, are you feeling alright? You're turning a strange shade of red. Shut up. He's too strong for me. Never mind. Come back anytime. Strange. Okay, so let's go talk to Igor. He could probably advise us on something. Look, don't judge me. Well, then I must apologize in advance. I have a question. I need help finding a new arm. It certainly did, Dr. Frank. And since you got rid of all the extras, where can I go get another one? You could go dig up your own from the graveyard. I guess I could. Igor, I swear to God. Are you almost done? No, not yet. And I'll be done faster if you can help me. What can I do for you? Let's see. Okay, that's not helpful. Eggs. But since we're doing something, we're gonna grab this fertilizer. Achoo. Ugh, this sucks. I love this game, but Jesus Christ, it's so much effort. Stop, you're making me blush, Dr. Frank, Jesus Christ. I'm just visiting you to ask some questions. Oh, is that what they're calling it nowadays? He winks at me. So what is it that you want to ask me? Never mind. I await your return. Okay, so... actually, hold on. I screwed up for a second. I can't just start digging up body parts with him standing there. Okay, that's what I needed. Hi there, Dr. Frank. What would make you leave the garden? You have an interesting look on your face here, Dr. Frank. Yeah, so, hypothetically, if something big happened, would you leave? Excuse me? I mean, like, if something happened, would you go check it out? Well, I suppose. Great. So what things would you leave for? Dr. Frank, do you want me to leave? No, I'm not saying that at all. Then why are you asking me this? No reason, absolutely no reason. Okay, so... we're gonna go inside the church and we're gonna cause some mischief because that's what you do in churches, right? Let's see. I quickly dump all of the powder on the roses, trying my hardest not to breathe in the dust. Vines, lion's mane, and other weeds start popping up immediately, covering up the roses that were there before. That'll do it. Now just to let this get Silius away from the graves. Hey, Silius, I saw a whole bunch of weeds in the church. They were in that little box with your roses. My flowers! He rushes off. Ah, finally, I can fucking dig up some graves. Thought he was never gonna leave. I move to dig again when something strong grabs the end of my shovel. Papa! Boyfriend? Me too, me too. He grabs the shovel and starts digging in the grave. Even with only a single hand, he puts to shame my own progress. He wanted to come find you. It says, for some reason, I'm happy to see him. So cute, what a great boyfriend. Wait, did anyone see him? Dr. Frank, you live in a nigh impenetrable mountain range. No, no one saw him. Oh, good, good. Ah, it seemed that the monster had found something while digging. Eggs walks over to pick up the severed arm that he had quickly reburied in the wee hours of the morning. Now, how do we get this on again? My assistant starts to hand me a stapler for the arm, but then pulls back after a second thought. Are you sure about this, Dr. Frank? What? Come on, we have to get going. Give me the stapler. I mean, you're doing this all to get back at Dominic, right? Have you been paying attention? I'm taking my revenge on him and those stupid university types who... Right, I think you're putting too much energy into this. Too much? I reach out for the stapler, but he pulls back. So you get your revenge and then what? I reach out again, but he dodges me. Dr. Frank, then what? Then I'll be happy and they'll recognize what amazing work I've done and... Again, I reach for a stapler, but to no avail. Eggs, we don't have time for this. When do we have time for this, Dr. Frank? I tried to ask you 2 days ago and a week before that, but you kept You keep avoiding the question. What are you going to do now, after you take your revenge? Well, then everyone will love me, and they'll accept me back into the university, and Dominic will be so destroyed that he'll have to leave the country. And what if that doesn't happen? Dr. Frank? I don't know, Iggs. No, can you please give me the damn stapler? He hands it to me and I take it without looking him in the eye. Arm, arm. I quickly reattach it as best to my abilities. Now he's ready for the conference. And only a few minutes to spare until the presentation starts. Let's go. We arrive before Dominic's presentation, the conference brimming with people. To think that all of these people would have been looking upon my research at me, if only things had been different. If only Susie hadn't had that one unfortunate encounter with Headmaster Aaron. If only that professor hadn't threatened to report my work to the Queen's men. I could have been up there. No, where's that asshole? Just then, the current presenter goes behind the curtains, and for a split second I can see a certain brown-haired man I could never forget. The asshole. I charge out, pushing through the crowd, Iggs and the monster on my heels. We make it back behind the stage just in the nick of time. You. He sees me and takes a step back. Oh wow, what are you doing here, Frankfurter? What am I doing here? I'm here to take my revenge. What? You saw my research. Everything I worked so hard for, and now you're presenting it to these people and... Bro, can we talk about this later? I'm like 5 minutes away from doing this thing. Fuck you, you broke my heart. Are you still hung up about that? I can't read. What? I mean, it was like, what, 2 weeks tops? Well, fuck you, and now I have someone even better. I glance behind me to present my new and better improved boyfriend, but he's still off in the crowds, him and It's fighting to slip behind the stage. I made an entirely new creature, a new life form. He's better than you, he's more handsome and more affectionate and listens to me when I speak, and he's just a million times better than you are in every way. Cool. So I'm gonna go do my presentation now. Aren't you intimidated? Speechless at how I've completely moved on from you and you were nothing but a mistake? Yeah, that's cool, bro. So I'm gonna go do my presentation. He turns to leave, but I follow on his heels. Your awesome research? Don't you mean my awesome research? You stole it from me. That's what I'm doing all this. You see, taking my revenge. Yours, I mean, it's based on your research, but it's still my experiment. Don't worry, I cited you in the bibliography of the paper. Suddenly, the crowd starts clapping and a man pulls back the curtain, motioning for Dominic to go onto the stage. Look, I gotta go. But that's my research. I rush to stop him from going out there, from claiming my research as his own. But just then, Mr. Frank? I turn around to see it's Headmaster Aaron. What the hell are you doing here? Eds has finally caught up with the monster, both out of breath. What the hell is that? He gestures toward the monster, who's just staring at his missing hand. You people, you fools, stand back. I did the impossible. I have an incredible experiment that will revolutionize the nature of humanity. I created the world's first artificial life form. And I'm going to go out there and change this loveless, cruel world. That man, he stole my research. My research, hear me? I'm not going to let any of you step all over me again. Mr. Frank, Mr. Neilion is an esteemed member of our doctorate program, and any such claims of plagiarism are to be taken seriously. If you truly wish to pursue this further, and this isn't yet again another one of your outbursts, you can take this up with... Just then the crowd bursts out in sound from the other side of the curtains, and I turn to look. There's a bird flying around out there. Somehow he'd been able to reanimate it. God's help us. All of a sudden, people start moving. Stagehands are running off, whispering amongst themselves. Don't mention this creation you brought with you to anyone, Mr. Frank. What? But I'm here to present. Would you shut up for once? The Queen herself is in attendance tonight. Is she? It's been all over the papers. Ah. Suddenly, a few armored guards rush past, shoving their way onto the stage where a bewildered Dominic stands. The headmaster pulls me back, further out of sight lines of the ominous-looking guardsman. Look, we've tolerated a lot of your shenanigans in the past. Despite what we have told you multiple times regarding the legality of your work. But what is the invention in the face of? Despite multiple warnings, you have continued to pursue illegal research, and now you pass that same illegal research onto one of our students. The guardsmen have begun to round up the stagehands, lining them up next to Dominic, most likely to arrest them. If you don't say anything, they won't arrest you too. Two? Some yelling breaks out from the stage. It's Dominic yelling at the guardsmen. One of them pushes the other, and suddenly the three of them are fighting. Our eyes lock. It's not mine, it's his. He makes a lunge toward me, but one of the guardsmen hits him and he falls to the ground. I suggest you leave. People have started to scream. What in the world is even going on out in the audience? Dr. Frank, we need to go. But my revenge. Ed grabs my hand and pulls me away. We make it out of town just in time. There are fires dotting the horizon in the direction of Hindenburg University. We're lucky to have escaped, you know. Oh, butterfly. The monster runs off to chase an insect. So what now, Dr. Frank? Now that the university has realized the error of its ways and Dominic has been forced out of the country, and that everyone loves you and nothing bad will ever happen again. I don't know, okay? I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do now. The university will never accept. I glance towards the fire that had broken out in town. The asshole, he didn't even... Can I make a suggestion? Ugh. Since you didn't say no. You've grown up in this town your whole life, right? The mansion was your grandmother's, from what I remember. So what? So this is your hometown, and it's the only place you've ever lived. And maybe it would be good to get some perspective. I mean, everyone here knows that you're the weird guy who lives in a creepy mansion in the woods and is obsessed with illegal research. You don't have to put it that way. There's a program I know just over the border in Esmington that specializes in plant regeneration. My boyfriend went to university there and mentioned it. I know it's not exactly the same exact research as what you've been doing, but you could probably find some use for it in your own experiments. So what, are you saying that I should just, I don't know, go there instead? Well, yes. So I have to go to a completely different country to even find a place that would recognize my genius? Dr. Frank, I'll say maybe it's time to get out of your house and stop obsessing over your revenge, over making other people like you. Not to mention that if you manage to blow up a laboratory building again, it would be much easier to avoid the repercussions if it happened in another country. But the people of Esmington are so stuffy and snotty and... Watch your step. Butterfly, butterfly. The monster comes charging over again, chasing a bug that is clearly not a butterfly. Just then I realize that Celios has followed the monster over to us. Oh, I see we meet again, Dr. Frank. Can we help you with anything? Papa, butterfly, pretty. Oh, I just happened to see your cute child here running through the church grounds. I was a bit worried about him falling into a ditch or even one of the unearthed graves. I haven't a clue as to where they came from. Also, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but were you discussing Esmington? Yeah, we were. I'm actually from Esmington originally. If there's anything you need to know, I would love to help. That's very generous of you, but it was just a thought. I'm not sure if Dr. Frank is even going to move there. Yes, I would very much like to know. Please tell me everything. Very well, feel free to ask me anything. Butterfly, pretty. The monster shoves a dead insect into my face. At a later time, of course. We ought to be getting back to the house. Right. I wave goodbye to Celios as we head back up the mountain. 2 months later. Ask me that question again. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Having cracked the code of animal regeneration and about to be entering... Hold on. Having cracked the code of animal regeneration and about to be entering clinical trials on testing on humans. Maybe you should leave out the human experimentation part. Otherwise, great. I think you're ready to go. Do I look okay? Maybe put more gel in your hair. There's no way that's going to stay down for the whole trip. But I already used the whole jar. Maybe just try not to touch it. Sure enough, moments later, my hair reverts back to its original form. So much for that. Don't worry about your hair. I'm sure you'll do fine. If you say so. Are you ready to go? I think Celios will be here in a few minutes. He's helping you cross the border, right? Dr. Frank? Huh? You seemed kind of out of it there for a second. I don't know. Still feeling apprehensive? What if I'm making a fool of myself? Or they already know who I am and they're just gonna reject me? It would be pretty cool to invite someone to an interview if you know you're just gonna reject them anyway. And even if that were the case, that would say more about them than you, right? If you say so. I don't know. I keep thinking maybe it would be better to just stay home and work on experiments. It just feels so weird to be doing this. Why? Because I don't normally do this, it's dumb. I'm sure I look dumb to other people. I have better things to do than dress up fancy and have people with inferior intellects tell me what to think. What do we say about your manners? Oh, sorry, you won't come out in the interview. Good. Just give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? I suppose. I take a deep breath. At least I can gain some intel as to the Esprington scientific process while I'm over there. And you won't be alone either. I'm sure Celios can help you get to where you need to be. Suddenly, there's a knock on the front door. Visitor! Visitor! Monster, don't open that. Too late, he's already rushing off to open the door. Well, at least we know who's at the door this time. Are you ready, Dr. Frank? I happened to glance at my reflection in the mirror. I set my face into a determined look. It's something to try. If nothing else, a way to waste time. But I have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe something will, maybe not. And although I don't want to admit it, it's the act of having something to do besides trying to impress the university that had turned its back on me felt like a breath of fresh air. I smile. Ready as I'll ever be. The end. Ta-da! That's a very lengthy ending. I very much enjoyed this. I wish it could have gone on longer. I quite like this concept of voting a boyfriend and it just being a disaster because, of course, science is gay. I hope you enjoyed this series. I didn't mean to turn it into a series. It just happened because I really enjoyed the game itself. As always, stay tuned. I have a very special video going out tomorrow. Since it's Halloween, I'll be working tomorrow night. I have to work it because I need money. But I hope everyone enjoys a nice Halloween. Be safe. Go eat some candy. And just have fun. I'll see you all next time for another series. I haven't decided yet. I might continue Elsewhere High in November. But bye for now. Bye for now.